Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the ABSS All-County Band Concert. My name is Dylan Hadley, and I'm the band director here at Southeast Alamance High School. If you could, before we start, there's a lot of empty seats in here. Could you kind of like scoot in just a bit so that we can get seats for everybody? And there's some people waiting in the back. So we're thrilled to have you to join us as we celebrate the hard work and dedication of these talented student musicians. Spanning 9.5 hours over the past 2 days, they have come together from schools across the county, working on the direction of our esteemed guest clinicians to bring you an evening of exceptional music. Before we begin, we have a few important announcements. In the case of an emergency, exits are located at the back of the auditorium and to the right of the stage. Please take a moment now to silence all your cell phones and electronic devices so we can enjoy the performance without any distractions. First, we would like to take a moment to recognize those who have made this event possible. First, thank you to the Alamance Burlington Sheriff's Department for providing security for today's event. Next, a heartfelt thank you to the parents, families, and guardians for your unwavering support of these students. Your encouragement and dedication are instrumental in their success. We also extend our gratitude to the band directors and music educators who have guided these students along their journey. If you're a music teacher in attendance tonight, please stand so we can show you our appreciation. A special thank you to our central office leadership for their continued support of the arts. Dr. Aaron Fleming, Superintendent of the Alamance Burlington School System, Ms. Ravonda Johnson, Chief Academic Officer, and Mr. Andy Carter, ABSS Curriculum Specialist for the Arts. We also appreciate the Alamance County School Board and all school administrators in attendance tonight for their commitment to music education. Can we please give all of these fine folks another round of applause? Now it is my pleasure to welcome Will Broadman to introduce our middle school clinician.
Thank you for being here, everybody. I'm here to introduce our middle school clinician, Rebecca Clemens. Rebecca Clemens has been the director of bands at Margaret B. Pollard Middle School in Chatham County since 2018. She holds a bachelor's degree from UNC Chapel Hill and a master's degree from Texas State University. In 2021, Rebecca was named the Pollard Teacher of the Year, and in 2023, she received the honor of being named the Central Region Jazz Educator of the Year. Ms. Clemens enjoys working as an instructor with the UNC Marching Tar Heels and serves as an associate director of the UNC Summer Jazz Workshop. Without further ado, please welcome to the stage, Rebecca Clemens.
Okay, hi folks. This has been a really, really fun time these past 2 days. This next piece we're playing, actually the first piece we just played was called Glorioso by Robert W. Smith, because I know there's probably a few pieces in the program. We're not playing all of them, so we'll try to keep you up to speed. This next one needs a little bit of an introduction. It's titled Shakespeare Meets Godzilla. Which, I mean, maybe you can figure out what it's about, but this piece, they've had a blast putting it together, and it's a programmatic piece, which means it tells a story, and it was envisioned as kind of like a movie soundtrack, and so we read this story in rehearsal, and they actually acted it out. As I read, they mimed, and then there was one scream, but otherwise no other lines. But we thought you might want to know what's happening as the piece progresses so that you can kind of listen for all of these themes. So I'll go ahead and read this for you. It's a beautiful warm summer's day in old London town, and all is well. Shakespeare is walking from his residence to the Globe Theatre to rehearse his new play, The Tempest. That's the first section. Out of the corner of his eye, Shakespeare catches a fleeting glimpse of something very large in the distance. He takes a few more steps and looks again. The apparition is even larger and closer. A few more steps, he now sees that the gigantic monster is moving in its direction, destroying everything in its path. There is mass panic, and everybody flees. Leaving a trail of devastation, the huge beast starts to move towards the Globe Theatre. Shakespeare frantically races ahead to warn the people inside. That's you. The Queen's soldiers arrive, and this has a really kind of specific theme. You should be able to hear when the Queen's soldiers arrive. It's like this pop, 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 very regal. They try to scare the massive creature away with their swords. The enormous beast turns on the soldiers and lets out an ear-shattering scream, which we will not demonstrate for you now. They scramble and run in fear. Then the creature turns back towards the globe, determined to destroy it. Shakespeare stands alone, facing the hideous monster, armed only with his quill. He doesn't know what to do, so he does the only thing that he knows. He opens his script and speaks some words from The Tempest. Be not afeard, the isle is full of noises, sounds and sweet airs that give delight and hurt not. As Shakespeare recites his prose, the beast loses its rage and becomes calm. They make eye contact. That was a really important part to act out. And the creature senses that there is nothing to fear and falls asleep. One by one, the townspeople, that's you, come out of hiding. There is much joy and merrymaking, and Shakespeare proves once again that the pen is mightier than the sword. So that's the story we're telling. We hope you can at least find snippets of it, and we've thrown in a few additional surprises for you too. So we hope you enjoy Shakespeare Meets Godzilla. few adjustments that need to be made. That was Celtic Air Dance number 2. This is our final piece that we're coming up on, which is titled Energy Ball. I just wanted to say before we play our final piece, it really has been a true pleasure to work with these students, and I just wanted to take the opportunity to thank you parents for all that you do for them to encourage their musical development. They're really good. If you didn't know, like, they are really, really good musicians. So everything you're doing to support them, it's working. Keep encouraging them. Keep supporting their band directors. Their band directors are also very clearly doing a fantastic job. So if we give them a round of applause right now. Nice to just kind of step in and hear every kid is making a really nice sound. They have really good musical intuition. They make good choices. And then we can just get together and put a bunch of kids from different schools and throw this concert together with a bunch of fun music. It's just incredible that they're capable of this, and a lot of that is thanks to you. So this is our final piece. Thank you so much for listening to us today. This is Energy Ball.
everybody. My name is Ashton Albright. I am the band director at Southern Alamance High School, and I have the honor of welcoming our high school honor band clinician, Miss Patricia Ball. So Ms. Ball is a retired North Carolina band director, having most recently taught at West Forsyth High School in Clemens, North Carolina, but she got her start here in Alamance County. She was actually a graduate of Eastern Alamance High School, and then she had her first teaching position at Graham High School, so she's one of us here in Alamance. She has her concert, jazz, and marching ensembles consistently receiving accolades and superior ratings at adjudicated festivals and events. Her students that have gone through her programs were selected to local, state, and national honor bands, and many former students have gone on to careers in music and music education. She was chosen by her colleagues as the Central District's Band Director of the Year in 2005, and as the North Carolina Central District Award of Excellence recipient in 2006. And I asked her before we went on tonight what she's really proud of from this event, and she said that she was really excited that in 7th grade she was able to participate in her own honor band here when she was in 7th grade in Alamance County, and now she's really excited that now she gets to come back and be a clinician for one of these events. So without any further ado, I'm very proud to welcome Ms. Patricia Ball.
short person. Thank you so much for coming this afternoon and supporting both bands of these fantastic young people. That piece was a Sousa March, the Gallant Seventh. The next piece we're going to perform for you is entitled The Haunted Carousel by Erica Spavino. I'm probably butchering her name. Great piece, award-winning piece. I picked this because the carousel is one of my favorite things about Alamance County. Grew up at that carousel. My parents rode the carousel. My son rode the carousel. It's just a big deal to me. That's why I picked this piece, but it is not. It's a haunted carousel. So just hold on. theremin in the back, to very old school. This is the Bach Prelude and Fugue in B flat major. It is in 2 movements, the prelude and then the fugue. Fairly obvious, but you'll think the piece is over. It's not. Give us 1 second and you'll get to hear the fugue. So Bach's Prelude and Fugue in B flat. The last selection we're going to play for you is a piece entitled Rev, as in Rev an Engine, R-E-V, by Randall Standridge. Before we play this piece, percussion's got to move a lot of stuff. I'm going to give them a little bit of a moment to get set up, but I also need to do a huge number of thank yous. Again, to the ABSS band directors, thank you so much for asking me to come back and do this. It is absolutely an honor to come home. Nothing better than coming home, right? So thanks, y'all, for letting me do this. Sorry, obviously it was a big deal. Additionally, I want to thank Mr. Carter, who's been a lifelong friend, teacher, for helping facilitate all of this, and also for being there to support me when I had 5,000 questions, which I always have. I also want to thank all of you parents, again, to echo what Ms. Clemens said. Without your support, you guys wouldn't get to do this without your parents being there for you. So parents, thank you so much. My parents, they supported all of my ridiculousness, and I was better for it, and I appreciate what you do for your kids as well. Again, and coming home with this, it's just really, really cool, because in this band are kids that I taught, which is, number one, I'm old, I get that. It's really cool to get to teach a second generation of fine musicians. And also my band director's grandson is in this group, so. I won't embarrass him because he'd rather me not. But again, thank you so much. And teachers, band directors from Alamance County, man, y'all are in there doing the work. And thank you so much for doing that. Last thank you. You guys are awesome. You're amazing. They have been on point all weekend. I mean, we had 8 tiny little hours to get this together. They hung in with me except for about 30 minutes last night. It was a little bit of a stretch. But they were exhausted. So was I. We all worked all day. So they have been just fantastic. They're well taught. They know so much stuff. And it was easy to put this together when you have students who work hard, who are just, I mean, absolutely going after it. I didn't have to go, hey, stop talking, but once. That's amazing. Amazing. One time, I did it with trumpet, shut up and play, one time. So, and it's always the trumpets anyway. It is what it is. See, you know. Y'all, again, I'm gonna quit talking. I told them I wouldn't talk a lot. It's been an honor, kids. You were awesome. Thank these kids for being who they are.